you might see the red carpet, the heartfelt speeches,
And the Oscar goes to...
that shiny scrap of metal in those clamoring hands, and think, that's when I'll know I've made it. That's when my artistic merit as a filmmaker will be vindicated. But do awards actually mean anything, like artistically speaking? No, of course not. You've probably heard of some of the atrocious decisions made at major festivals and awards ceremonies. You might say, but they're a celebration of the best of cinema for that year. Well, as an example, the year Phantom Thread was nominated at the Oscars, Jennifer Lawrence was voting. She only watched 3 minutes of the film before stopping because she knew where it was going.
Because apparently it's so disagreeable to you in every respect, why don't you just fuck off to back where you came from?
Look, awards are still important if you want your film to be seen and if you want to increase your chances of making another film, but they're not a reliable measure of artistic significance. Awards are an industry tool influenced by internal politics used to drive film sales and build careers. If you see them as genuinely linked to artistic merit, you can't see the forest for the trees. Some of the most remarkable films ever made didn't receive awards. Some didn't even play at festivals. Groundbreaking independent films are regularly disregarded by industry awards, usually because they don't have the money to get adequate exposure. They're not on the radar. Is this in any way indicative of their artistic value? No, of course not. It wasn't until I first saw my favorite films of each year get completely ignored by popular awards that I realized that they're not even slightly representative of the industry they claim to honor with their recognition. So how does this relate to your work? Your films, your projects? Well, don't get caught up in this bullshit. Don't let it distract from your work and your actual aim. You should be on track towards artistic progression, not a glorified paperweight. The only opinions about your work that you should take seriously are your own and those of the people whose thoughts you respect. I think it's important to have people you can trust to judge your work just as much as you should be able to judge it yourself. If you're waiting on some panel of judges comprised of the currently trending to tell you your film is good enough, you're doing something wrong. If you made it and you don't know if it's any good, how the fuck are they gonna know? But like I said, awards are still an important tool for selling your film, so have that acceptance speech ready just in case.
Kiss my ass, you rotten motherfuckers. You, I don't even know you, and I hate your guts.
But we obviously still need ways of externally assessing the artistic quality of films. The question is, what is that measure and who's qualified to make this assessment? Should it be film critics? Should it be filmmakers? Should it just be audiences? In a way, all of these opinions are legitimate in their own right, even if they suck. You can interpret that external input any way you like. However, the most important opinion remains, as before, your own. You need to carve out your own specific taste in film. When I was starting out, I was hoping I would find a kind of compass, a mentor with perfect taste who could guide me through the jungle of mediocre, forgettable garbage to the Holy Grail. But that person never came, and never will. Everyone has some bad take, or unironically likes a film that's actually shit. Everyone indulges in the film equivalent of fast food at some point. There is no Messiah, there is no God.
Boy, this party really died.
So you need to start developing your own opinions before you fall for some shitehawk's idea of what cinema is. One thing that helped me was having an ever-changing list of 10 all-time films that most influenced me in regard to filmmaking. Keep in mind, this isn't the 10 films that make me feel warm inside. This is 10 films that made me rethink what's possible in terms of making a film. I think the most valuable aspect of this is that you can start to see common threads in the films that you find important. You should do this too. This is your Oscars, Cannes, whatever the fuck. Don't watch that shit. Develop your own thoughts. You can do it per year if you like. Do your own best picture, best director, etc. But most importantly, quit surrendering the value of art to institutions and organizations.
Power to the people!
Develop your own taste, respect it, and value it. So now you need to ask yourself, are you willing to sink your time and energy into making films that you find worthwhile but may never win an award? It's a very real possibility. If the answer is no, save yourself some time and bow out now. If the answer is yes, get on with it.